Long before mankind learned to name the stars, 7 ancient beings drifted across the universe, each a god, each a curse. Pride, wrath, lust, greed, envy, gluttony, and sloth, not ideas but entities, planet-bound, feeding on human weakness, waiting for the veil to thin. In the year 2025, the silence broke. A rift opened between realms. What began as a whisper in the wind became a scream through human souls. The gods were awakening, not in legend, but in flesh. Mars bled fire, and wrath took form. Venus shimmered red, and lust rose. From Saturn's rings emerged sloth. Jupiter gave birth to greed. Mercury carried pride. Envy dripped from Neptune's shadow, and from bloated Pluto came gluttony. 7 sins, 7 rulers of chaos. They came without warning, not to conquer, but to infect. Humanity didn't see gods, only madness. Leaders corrupted, families torn, cities burned, greed soared, wrath boiled, lust consumed. The gods fed, earth wept. But earth was not forsaken. 2 souls, born under eclipses, raised unaware, carried echoes of divine power. One tethered to God, the other to the devil. They were opposites, and yet destined allies. The girl dreamed of wings made of starlight and cities not yet built. The boy heard voices in fire and shadow, each vision more vivid than the last, until dreams turned to memories, and memories to truth. They met by chance, or perhaps by design. In a world unraveling, their connection was instant, not of romance but of recognition, as if their souls had met across time. The gods took no armies. They didn't need to. Their essence seeped into the weak, the vain, the broken. Politicians, CEOs, priests, lovers. The world didn't fall to war. It surrendered to temptation. The girl began to see more. Her hands healed what was broken. Her voice calmed the enraged. And yet, she feared herself. What was she becoming, a savior or a weapon? The boy wandered into darker places. He saw people's hidden sins. He heard the gods whisper. And one night, in flame and shadow, he saw his own face twist into something unhuman. A spark of hell lived inside him, and he didn't run. The world trembled beneath storms of moral collapse. The girl felt drawn to light. The boy was pulled by shadow. But fate tangled them again and again. Signs in dreams, symbols on walls, names whispered in the wind. Each sin now had champions. Possessed humans turned demigods. They gathered not in secret but in spectacle. Cities welcomed them like prophets, and the world cheered for its own undoing. At a ruined chapel, the girl and boy met once more, now changed. Their powers pulsed in opposition. One reached out in faith, the other hesitated, but both knew war was coming. The gods convened atop a mountain of stone and sacrifice. They spoke not in words but in storms and fire. Their plan was clear: to erase the earth's balance, forever. The girl found sanctuary in an ancient monastery, forgotten by time. There, old scrolls spoke of light-born warriors. The boy, in contrast, trained with an outlaw, one who once served the gods, now a traitor. To unlock her power, the girl faced a chamber of illusions. Each vision tested her will, her fear, her guilt, her mercy. She emerged burning with purpose, marked by light. The boy stood before the outlaw's blade. "Only if you bleed will you grow," the man said. He fought shadows not to defeat them, but to become them. An ancient prophecy stirred. Stars shifted, an eclipse loomed, a sign that the gods would strike soon. The world grew colder, winds louder, hope dimmer. Among the chosen, one harbored secrets. Once loyal to light, now seduced by sin. She smiled through tears as the gods offered her what truth never could: control. Together at last, the boy and girl stood before the temple of balance. One step further, and there'd be no return. With hands clasped and eyes forward, they stepped through. At the heart of the temple, the gods awaited, a final trial, their power combined, seeking to overwhelm all of humanity in one devastating blow. The girl and boy, standing united, realized that the key to overcoming the gods wasn't power, but trust. Together, they were unstoppable. The gods struck first. The boy clashed with wrath. The girl faced gluttony. Chaos broke loose. The battle for Earth had begun. For every strike the gods made, the girl and boy grew stronger. But even the gods couldn't foresee the ultimate weapon, humanity's will to survive. At last, the true test, the final sin. In a battle of minds, the boy fought his inner darkness. But even the devil's son can feel the pull of hell. The gods, now weakened, faced the girl and boy in their ultimate form. The heavens and hells collided, one final blow to determine Earth's fate. The gods fell, their bodies turned to ash. The world began to heal. Humanity, scarred but alive, rebuilt. A new era dawned, one built on the strength of the two who had defied fate. In the years that followed, the Earth flourished. Nature reclaimed its place, and humanity, forever changed, began again, wiser and more united. The boy and girl, now guardians of Earth, watched over the world they saved. Though the scars of battle remained, the dawn of a new era was theirs to shape. The gods were gone, but their legacy lived on. In every human, a piece of divinity remained. The balance had been restored. But the question remained: would humanity rise or fall again?